I realize that you're in a unique circumstance and situation, and I know that there's some people who are going to hear this and say, "Oh, they're scared to tell the truth." No, let's be honest, guys. We're going to talk about some current stuff here. Probably shouldn't be doing that. And in all honesty and respect, you guys see every week that Jeff is the last outlaw. That's his television role. He's also working behind the scenes. So before you dunk on us talking in code here, just appreciate where we are and thanks for supporting our sponsors. That being said, I wonder what you might think that old Jerry Jarrett would think about when a situation with a talent becomes untenable. We can't do it anymore. We got to move on. Got to go in another direction. There's always been two schools of thought on how you handle that sort of thing. One is you try to save face and let people down and just get the match in the ring and all that sort of stuff. And the other is, hey, just get in front of it. So I think a lot of promoters in wrestling probably would have said to themselves, I've come to the decision I'm going to have to make a different decision and head in a different direction. But I think since I'm in his hometown and a lot of fans were expecting something differently, maybe we just let it lie, try to exceed expectations as much as we can. And then we'll make that announcement after the TV show and the pay-per-view are done. And then there's the other side where you say, you know what? I want to be honest and I want to be transparent with our fans. And if there's any disappointment or any requests for refunds, let's let them know up front and let's announce it right at the top of the show. And so if somebody was advertised for a house show or something like that years ago, they'd make an announcement right up front. Due to so-and-so, such and such cannot appear. Refunds are available at the box office. Very few people take you up on that, but sometimes they do. Tony Khan came out and addressed the live crowd. And he released a statement on social media. And he started the television taping with a video statement from Tony addressing the circumstance. And I wondered, the old school promoter like your dad, what would have been the quote unquote old school way to handle this? And I recognize it's sort of a unique and new age problem. Maybe these type of circumstances didn't really exist the way they do now, just because of the way the industry has changed and the way people are paid. I mean, once upon a time, you were paid on the house. All that's different. We've talked about that before, but what would old Jerry have done? Would he have gotten out in front of this like Tony did? Or would you think he would have adopted a different approach?
I respect all kind of how you tabled that up there. And yes, I am in a, I don't say unique because I'm not the only one, but here's what I have told people, the obvious that are closest to me, but then others, when I ask, that the reality of this situation, in my humble opinion, you're asking me to make comments on a situation that, and I really believe this, there's only two people in the world that have full context.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, and I think some people would say, well, I knew this, or I knew that, or I knew this. Well, you may, but you don't know what Tony knows, and you don't know what Phil knows. You just don't. So, and nobody does but them two. Because Tony, you just don't. But your question, which I want to check, what would Jerry do? I would have to have more of a, to comment specifically on this, but in general purposes, the decision Tony made, big kahunas, hit it straight on. This is, I'm not comparing it, but I'm just saying, what would the old man do when he had substitutions? And I'm going back to Von Erich discussions and even Memphis discussions. You tell them at the very beginning. Matter of fact, post a sign before they buy the ticket, because a lot of folks would be saying, you made me, I got here at 30 minutes before showtime. And, whatever the bad news was, he was a huge proponent of get in front of it. There's no upside to, and I don't say sweep it under the rug, but if a decision's been made and you have the ability to communicate with your paying customers, do it. There is no gray area. Now, like you said, there were 3 things done. There was the social media audience that was put, well, 4 things: social media audience, the discussion that was had in the United Center, there was obviously the television audience, and then there was the live audience, and all of them were addressed head on. And it was very, when I read that release, boy, it was as clear as a legal situation could possibly be. So I do believe my old man would have completely been in alignment with it, just because getting in front of it.
Yes.
Getting in front of it. That is sometimes such a easy pill. I mean, a hard pill to swallow. The easy one would have been, let's wait till Monday. Obviously, there's multiple things you could have done. Oh, is there reconciliation? Is there a cooling off period? Is there, you could have gone A, B, C, D. All the way ad nauseum. We could talk about it till the cows come home. And it has been talked about over and over and over. It feels like for months and months and months. But getting in front of things with a clear-cut decision made absolutely was the right thing to do. It's best for business. I hate to use that term, but it is. It is your consumers, and with the decision being made, were informed. And old buddy of mine who got ornery on stage Saturday at our stage show always talks about consumer confidence.
Yeah.
This absolutely is a decision that, although there is you can't define how many, but there's a segment that goes, okay, I'm a Punk fan, but he made the decision and it's over for, so he got in front of it. I just don't think there's downsides to that.